Welcome to MJ Hobby Corner, everyone. I am doing a little update video. That's what the purpose of this video is going to be. Just going to update our corner crew here on YouTube and just give a little idea of what's going on and what's going to happen in the next few weeks. So first and foremost, a little Julie health update. Julie is still recovering. It's going to be a slow recovery. Julie will also be seeing specialists, quite a few specialists, to just to check to see what the issues are, the underlying issues that she's been having lately, and she hasn't been able to keep food down as a result of whatever it is that is going on. Now, for those of you that don't know, and I'm sorry if I didn't mention this earlier, for those of you that don't know, Julie is my other half. She is an integral part of this channel. She's my everything, and she is my wargaming and role-playing buddy. So if you're new to the channel, all you have to do is check through our playlist, and you'll see a ton of games where Julie and I play together, and she's always beating the crap out of me. So that's always a fun thing. And she got sick in January now. Yeah, it was January, I think, when right in the middle of one of our Deep Wars games, and she just felt ill that night and had to be hospitalized, and she's been hospitalized a couple of times since, okay? And she had a surgery to remove her gallbladder and all this other stuff, okay? So it's been a very difficult couple of months. And she's still not 100%, but she is recovering. And one good thing is that she is keeping food down these past couple of days, past few days. Okay, so that's a good sign. And so she's eating now, and she's, but she still has to undergo all these tests. Want to make sure they know what's going on, what's triggering all this, even after all the surgeries and all that. So that's a Julie health update. I know that many of you have asked, and for those of you guys that are old-timer corner crew members of this channel, you know Julie very well and our relationship here, as we play miniature war games, and now with role-playing games. Julie and I have been playing whenever she feels up to it. We play little sessions of role-playing games. And she's been really kind of developing her style and role-playing a bit. And we will have those sessions for you at some point in the future. Right now, we're just kind of getting used to role-playing again. I haven't GM'd a game in a long time, so it's a good practice for me as well. So Julie does have a goblin character that she is developing, and we're developing this goblin character in a little world that I've kind of made up, and I think it's going to be interesting. It's a world where, monster races are not all necessarily evil. There is evil in them, but not always necessarily. And there's a little mix of like goblinoids and dark elves and whatever. All these races will mix with humans at times, and it really is a little more interesting, so we can have more interaction between the species. And we are using Easy D6 as the sort of core for the sessions that we're doing. And that's going to move us into another little thing that I want to give an update for before I leave the video. Okay. Before I say all that, Scratchbuilder Monthly is on Wargames Vault. I just finished editing and doing the final little work on the magazine. It's up on Wargames Vault, and March, I think, is an interesting month to document, because I give a lot of discussion on tinfoil and all my use for tinfoil. So I think it's an interesting discussion. Uh, Everything in the magazine or anything that I've shown here on the channel is my opinion only. It's what works for me. And really, I'm a very kind of low budget builder. So really, that's kind of my target audience, people that are maybe have low budgets and want to scratch build. If you like to scratch build, maybe looking for alternative low budget materials. So I do a lot of experimentation here in my studio, and there's things that really work well, things that don't work as well. All those things make it into the magazine now, and that is my primary platform for my scratch builds, the magazine. And while I have the subject of the magazine, I want to thank all the corner crew here on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, whoever has purchased, and those maybe not connected to the channel, who have purchased Wargames Vault. It really is making a difference in the studio budget. As you guys know, I want to have a separate little studio budget. So if we need things like cheaper microphones that are still good quality, but maybe a little more inexpensive, it could be covered with the studio budget. This way we can improve sound for our videos, tools, inexpensive materials, because I use a lot of recycled and inexpensive dollar store materials for everything I build. So really, the studio budget is helping a lot. And not just from Wargames Vault for Scratch Builder, but also for my patrons. Thank you very much to all my patrons. Their support is also added to all of this, and your support here on YouTube as well. So I want to thank everyone very, very much. It really is making a difference in the studio, okay? And maybe one day between my Patreon and Scratch Builder Monthly on Wargames Vault, maybe one day I can keep the studio open all year round, covering heating costs and all that. Who knows? Okay, so here's a glimpse of the table that I've been working on. And this is all with tinfoil and a bunch of other products. I'm not finished yet. This is a work in progress. But I'm working on it now, and this is going to be for our first game of Gods and Mortals, where Set begins his invasion of the City of the Dead here in the material world, and those games will be showcased on Patreon. And so I needed a nice desert table, and this game will be played in 1/72 scale, and I'm sculpting all of my own gods. Okay, so that's why it's going to be slow in process. But I'm building up the table now, and I have to add a few more structures and paint stuff. But this is the kind of stuff you'll see in Scratch Builder Monthly. Okay, now to end this video, what I want to do is give you guys a little idea of our new schedule. Julie and I have been talking about this, and now that we are including role-playing sessions into the channel, we want a schedule that's a little bit more organized and a little more consistent, and this definitely helps the algorithm out as well. Don't forget to like and comment. That also helps the algorithm, helps pushes out the videos, and share if you'd like. That is also a great support for the channel. But what we're planning on doing is Thursday role-playing, or Wednesday role-playing, Wednesday into Thursday. It's really, we will probably be filming Wednesday, and then Thursday the video comes out, hopefully, depending on editing and all that. So Thursday, you'll see like a role-playing session, and we're hoping to play a mini campaign where we can develop a story for a while, but we're also hoping to do one-shot games. And one-shot games are simply single session games where we can try out, and this way we can try out multiple rules sessions, and play in different environments and different themes and genres, but it'll all be like one shot. So those games typically will be resolved in one session. Now for us, since I don't make very long videos, it might be a couple of parts. So it'll be part 1 and part 2, unfortunately. But I'll make sure everything is linked. So that's our role-playing session. Usually it will start on Wednesdays, be on the channel by Thursdays, and so you can expect something like that. And that's all health dependent, depending on whether Julie is up to it, whether, you know, our health is okay and we can do it. That's what we will try to do consistently. Then wargaming weekends will be the games that you guys, whenever we put up a poll, you guys vote on a game. That's going to start soon. And we'll play a war game for the weekend. So weekend will be dedicated to wargaming. Probably start filming the game on Friday. It won't be up till Saturday or Sunday, depending again on my editing. But we'll try to have the weekends will be for wargaming. Okay? And so it'll be very important. And then whatever games you guys vote on, that's what we'll put. And we'll try to have a game. We usually do 2 war games a month. You guys vote on 2 of those, and then we add a third, which is kind of our choosing, whatever game we choose to put as a 2-player game. So that's what we'll try to keep. That seems to work very well. Now, in addition to that, we are thinking that some months on the poll, pay attention when the polls come out, because the game that you might choose might be a game of the month, meaning we play that game the whole month and do it narrative based. So it will be like a mini campaign. So if you chose Oathmark, it might be playing Oathmark for the whole month and just do like a whole military expedition where we do scenario by scenario. If it's Stargrave, it could be one of the expansions of Stargrave and play, you know, 3 or 4 games or 5 games, whatever we can fit in the month. Okay. And so, and then if you guys really like it, it may come up the next month on a poll, and then you can re-vote on it if you want to see more of it. Okay. But the idea is to get a little bit more narrative war games into the channel as well, and we've been doing that in the past. We did that with Oathmark, where we kind of continue, you know, every Thursday we were playing Oathmark. Okay, so something like that. And then once that campaign is finished, or we've had enough of that game, we will then go back to maybe pitched battles a little bit and have you guys vote. Okay, and we'll always include some games of our choosing as well. Okay, so be it Anthems of War, one-page rules, you know, anything that we've played on the channel. Ghost Archipelago. I want to have some games of Ghost Archipelago. Okay. So, yeah, that's it. And so I usually try to put up 2 videos a week, if I can. Okay, 2 videos a week for the channel. And if we have any chats in between that, Julie and I, or any kind, you know, we'll include that as well. Okay, but consistently we want to have 2 gaming days, Thursday and then Saturday for wargaming. Most of my solo war games are on Patreon, so a lot of that stuff will be going on Patreon, okay? And all my sculpting videos and things like that are on Patreon. And this month on Scratchbuilder Monthly, you guys will have a little example of my homemade 2D markers. And it's just a very simple thank you. And you guys will see those 2D markers, maybe terrain, maybe other forces in the future, other genres. It's a little thank you for everyone who purchases Scratchbuilder Monthly, okay? So you will notice those markers at the very end of the publication. Thank you very much, folks. And again, I'm very grateful to everyone for their patience while Julie is sick. And, well, it's back to painting I go. A lot of miniatures to finish up. I'll talk to you soon, and thanks again, folks.